welcome you to the groundbreaking of the Murfreesboro Transit Center. We're here on Bridge Avenue and Highway 99. I'm Shane McFarland, your mayor, and excited to be able to be the master of ceremonies today. Before we get started, there's several people that we want to thank for not only your participation but your support since we've started this project. And when we talk about what we're starting today, you know, the Rover bus system started a long time ago. I think when I first got on council, and we went through a naming procedure to get the green buses, and we've transitioned literally our transit center into a more comprehensive program, and that culminates today in the kicking off of 3 buildings estimated at $17 million. We've got a 10,000 square foot administration building. We've got a 2,800 square foot passenger pavilion area that we desperately need. And then we also have a bus maintenance facility of almost 3,200 square feet that will be all housed here on the corner of Highway 99 and Bridge Avenue. And ultimately with the goal of continuing to provide a vital service inside our city to making sure that we get people around from place to place with our transit system. That couldn't be possible without a dedicated city team. And so we've got several of our council members who are here. We have Vice Mayor Bill Shacklett, Bill, Madeline Scales-Harris. We've got Sean Wright, Kurt Wade. I think Jamie Averwater, there's Jamie Averwater's here. And Austin Maxwell couldn't be here, but I can tell you, working with our city team, that there's no one better that tries to do what's best for the residents of Murfreesboro. We also have a couple of our state representatives who are here. We have Representative Tim Rudd. Tim is back there, and Representative Robert Stevens. So we thank you all for being here and for your support. And we also have our county mayor, Joe Cars, who is here. And Joe's been mayor for, I guess it was a year, 1st of August, and Joe has been great to work with in a partnership with not only the city of Murfreesboro, but the other municipalities in our county. So thank you all for being here. Lynn with Congressman Desjardins, I'm going to get y'all a little further down in the program. So we also want to thank the many different partners that we have that have made this possible. A transit system is not possible without not only your municipalities, but it takes a lot of work with your state officials and with your federal officials. And so we've got members of TDOT who are here. We've got the Federal Transit Authority who's here, and a lot of those people who have made this possible. We also have I tell people that as a council, we take too much credit for when things go well, and we probably take too much credit for when things don't go so well. Luckily, the majority of the time, things go really well, and that could not be possible without our city team. We have some of the absolute best employees that you'll find at any city, and with that, we have our city manager, Craig Tyndall, is here. We have Assistant City Manager Sam Huddleston. More importantly, the people who are running the day-to-day service. We have Jim Kerr. Jim's sitting up front here. Russ Brashear. Russ, I know you're working hard to get some new buses to be able to fill this facility. That's something the council has voted and approved. And then Lexi Stacy. I don't know where Lexi is, but Lexi put all of this together today. She gave me my sheet to stay on script, so I'm doing the absolute best I can, Lexi. I want to introduce and just give recognition to our federal partners. Lynn Davis is here. She's the representative for Scott Desjardins. Brian Morris is also here. But it would not be possible without the $5.5 million that we've received from the FTA. And so Congressman Desjardins has been great on helping the city of Murfreesboro. And so Lynn, thank you for helping the residents, and thank you for making sure that this is actually a reality. I want to introduce Mr. Dan Palm, the Assistant Chief of Environment and Planning, Freight and Logistics Director, and also he's the Interim Division Director of Multimodal Transportation Services with the state, to come and give you a few words.
Thank you, Mayor. Exciting day here in Murfreesboro as we talk about a little history here. So if if you bode with me a little bit, the Improve Act of 2017 was passed, and part of that was a step aside to do projects like this. $21 million a year to do projects like this. In the case of Murfreesboro, it was 3 different grants of $3 million was the maximum they could get, and now we finally got all the financing together to make this a reality as we come through. But a bigger picture is all the other 23 transit agencies in the states that operate in 95 counties. This is actually earlier in the week I was in Kingsport, opening up a facility, and I can't wait to the time that we actually come back here with this great crowd and open it up. So on behalf of TDOT, the state, thank you for all that you do. Jim and Russ, this has been, I know, a lot of loss of hair, gray hair, and I appreciate all your efforts in here. So thank you very much, Mayor.
I forgot to say that we don't talk about loss of hair at any of these. I laugh. I went and spoke to Overall Creek on Tuesday, and they pulled up pictures from like 2014, and I'm like, dang, who was that guy? So without the $9 million that we got from the state with the Improve Act, this wouldn't be possible. And so we thank you all for your help and your participation with that. We also know that Representative Rudd and Representative Stevens are going to work hard to even bring more of that money back to Murfreesboro, right, Tim? Yes, he's shaking his head, so please get that on camera if y'all don't mind. It's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Jason Spain. He's the Executive Director of the Tennessee Public Transportation Association.
Thank you, Mayor. It's a pleasure to be here this morning. I am Jason Spain, Executive Director of the Tennessee Public Transportation Association. I want to quickly recognize a couple of our board members who are here. Steve Bland, the CEO of WeGo Public Transit in Nashville and the RTA of Middle Tennessee, is our incoming president. And Murfreesboro Transit's own Russ Brashear is our incoming treasurer. So I appreciate their commitment not just to public transportation here in the Middle Tennessee area, but all across the state. TIPTA is a statewide nonprofit association of public transit providers dedicated to improving public transportation in every Tennessee community. And that's exactly what this event here this morning is about. As Dan mentioned, our 26, we have a different number, Dan, we're going to have to compare notes on that, but our 26 public transit agencies across the state provide service in all 95 counties. And while each of them is unique and does things in its own way, the one thing they have in common is that they adapt the services they provide to the needs of the communities they serve. And that's exactly what this facility is going to do. It's going to be a shining example of how the transit agency can meet the needs of Murfreesboro's residents and visitors alike. I also want to commend the federal, state, and local government agencies that were able to come together to make this facility possible, and especially recognize TDOT and congratulate them on administering the Improve Act capital grant program that, as Dan mentioned, is not only critical to bringing this facility to fruition, but several others like it all across the state. And I look forward to being back soon for the ribbon cutting. Thank you so much.
I want to go back real quick. There, we talked about the city staff and the work that they've put in, but this also wouldn't be possible without the design team, HDR. I know that Incorporated, several of you guys are here. And then also, we're excited, Rock City Construction will be working on this project, and we've had good working relationship with them so far, so we're excited about that. Want to introduce at this time Mr. Steve Bland. Steve is the CEO of WeGo Public Transit and the CEO for the Nashville Metro Transit Authority and the Regional Transportation Authority of Middle Tennessee. Steve.
Thank you, Mayor. It's a delight for us to be here today. I'm here on behalf of our 38-member board for the Regional Transportation Authority of Middle Tennessee. Both Mayor McFarland and Mayor Carr serve on that board, and I can assure you they advocate very vehemently on behalf of Murfreesboro and Rutherford County. The RTA serves the 10-county region of Middle Tennessee surrounding the greater Nashville region, and it includes commuter bus in our various corridors, the WeGo Star commuter rail line, as well as van pool and rideshare types of services. And we have historically valued our partnerships with local transit providers like Murfreesboro Transit. We can make those regional connections, but we need to make the local connections to have all that work. And frankly, nowhere in our service area is that more important than in the I-24 South Corridor, Tennessee's most congested corridor, certainly one of the fastest growing areas of the state, if not the country. I'm also delighted in working with Jim and Russ and the other folks at Murfreesboro Transit. We know what it takes to put a project like this together. As we were saying beforehand, once we can get the suits out of the way and the hard hats on the site, things tend to go a lot quicker. But truly appreciate what you all have gone through to bring this project to bear, and can speak from experience what a first-class operating facility can do for morale, operations, and service. Also, very pleased to talk about our partnership with the City of Murfreesboro in advancing a park and ride facility on an adjoining site here. So as this facility is coming out of the ground, we expect to be breaking ground and building out a park and ride lot to make those regional connections even better. So I'd like to close by congratulating Mayor McFarland, the entire City of Murfreesboro team, Jim, Russ, everybody at Murfreesboro Transit, and putting in a shameless plug. If there are any soccer fans out there, we've begun piloting direct service to the Nashville SC games from Murfreesboro. So remaining playoff games this year and into next season, don't drive, don't park down there. It's kind of tricky. Go to our park and ride here in Murfreesboro and ride trouble-free. So, Mayor, thank you very much.
Before we have everyone come up to do the ceremonial turning of the dirt, John, I'm going to go ahead and give my closing remarks because I think we're going to move everything over to the side, and it will be quick. But, you know, I'm much like many of you who are here, I get up every morning and my first thing is I'll look at my phone first to see if there's any notifications to make sure everything was okay in Murfreesboro the night before. But you start reading through your notifications and seeing what's happening in not only the country but the world as well. And I don't think anyone can disagree that we probably live in more of a divided time than we've ever lived in. And not many people understand in the city, we try to just provide services. You know, we pick your trash up, we make sure that roads are being built. You look out here, the majority of Murfreesboro is under construction for roads. We try to provide parks services. We try to make the pickleball community and the tennis community happy. I'm not sure that ever will happen. Sorry, Nate, saw you smiling, had to put that in there. But ultimately, the local level of politics is about services. You know, we're in the same grocery stores you're in. We're at the same ball fields. We provide services. And I can't think of a better service that we're going to be able to provide now with the help of the city council, that we get people to their jobs, we get people to their medical appointments, we get people to where they actually have things that they can get to that otherwise they couldn't get to. I had a discussion yesterday, it was with Representative Rudd, about how expensive it is now for car ownership, and that was one of the reasons of doing away with the emissions, because people are having trouble keeping their cars on the road. And so this gives us the ability as a city to be able to help with that, and it could not be possible without the entire team that's here today. So I want to call up front Jim Kerr, Steve Bland, who's here, Sean Wright, Madeline Scales-Harris, Vice Mayor Bill Shacklett, Lynn, if you'll come up with Congressman Desjardins' office, Dan, who's already here, Kurt Wade, Jamie Averwater, Craig Tyndall, Jason Spain, and Russ Brashear. If you guys would come up, we'll get you lined up, and then we'll break ground. So thank you all for being here. sneak over here.
There's two over here.
Is there? Hey, Lynn. One more right here. Lynn next to you. Okay. Yeah, on this counter.
Thanks. Do they want to spread out?
Huh?
They're going to stay on the side?
Take a picture now and grab their shovel and then they can spread
Everybody got their hats on?
Gotcha. I think they're going to do it fine. So just bear with me.
Y'all ready? All right, on the count of three. Steve, you guys ready? Okay, no, spread out. Yeah, hey, let's grab our shuttles and we'll spread out.
There we go.
There we go now. All right, on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. I know. All right. Hey, thanks everyone for coming. We appreciate it. Hey, guys.